There we go. Kurt taking the outside. That's a little bit of a surprise, I guess. Feels like that's going to be the line that he's going to have the most comfort in. Looks like to me everybody kind of took it easy right there. Didn't see anybody jumping out of line doing anything too crazy, guys. Just trying to see where the grip is in these cars. Truex down low. And Ryan Priest line. We're going to call it the Ryan Priest line all day.
I like that. It's got a label.
Ryan Priest likes that.
Yeah, Ryan Priest, that local star, was in an Xfinity race yesterday, and man, he ran, as you mentioned, right at the bottom of the racetrack, right against that yellow line where no one else could run. So I think that's fair to give him credit for that groove around the racetrack.
Wow, see, watch that 12 car Blaney right there, turn sharp left-hand turn, middle of the racetrack, ran the bottom on exit. See Suarez on the bottom trying to get some energy going. There's the 12 again, making that turn to get underneath Kyle Busch.
Yeah, that's a good race car that can make that turn underneath a very competitive Kyle Busch. Get underneath him. Just trying to clear him so hard here. He does it. Here comes Eric Jones to the inside of Kyle Busch.
Great shot with a helmet cam. There he is on that bottom. You see he's trying to get all four tires in that black groove. That's where the grip is. But right here is where it's hard to get the car to turn and make her a grip. That's why you see the 18 drive back away.
It seems like both end of the racetracks, guys. You see right here, corner entry, there's a couple options. Even some options through the middle, but the exit just funnels down to that single line right against the apron. Got to be a little bit of patience, a little give and take between drivers.
Let's talk about how hard it is to get down into turn 3. Let's take a look at this replay. The 19 car, Daniel Suarez, getting down into turn 3. Real quick here. There's Daniel. Off of Harvick's. Look at that. Oh, man. Sliding that tire big time. That's a pretty good slide there. I'd say that he has a bad flat spot. That could be an issue for him. He might not blow the tire, but it's definitely going to vibrate, going to take away a little bit of that front grip. Welcome back. Moments ago, we had an accident. Landon Cassill gets in the fence again this weekend. This is a backup car. Tough weekend for these guys. Let's see what happened here. Looks like he already got to the wall.
Yeah.
Before that.
Well, you said, I mean, the big hit for this 00 team is that's the second car, Dale. I think that's the big point is, you know, that is a big hit for a race team trying to bring the best equipment they come to the racetrack.
Yeah, they basically probably budget to finish in one piece, and now they've got 2 cars busted up, so this will be a lost weekend for them.
You're watching Monster Energy Cup Series racing from New Hampshire Speedway, and we have a new leader, Martin Truex Jr.
Take a look at how it happened. Good turn here.
It's 2 fresh tires, definitely helping the 78. Not to mention a very fast race car.
Watch him drive down in the corner here on the apron, man. He is putting this thing wherever he wants.
Caution. Debris on the front straightaway is what we're being told.
I see it right past the start-finish line. There's a big chunk of something. It's black. Carbon fiber, perhaps. That would definitely create a flat tire.
That is a cover for oil pump belt. Be my guess.
I mean, if it zoomed in anymore, we could. Those little things you saw were temp strips, and we could see what temp that was running.
That's worth some points there, Jeff.
I think it is.
Yeah. 1 lap to go to end this stage. Truex led the most laps here in the last 2 races. He's going to win this stage if everything goes well in this final lap. Get him another playoff points going into the championship contending rounds.
He's really been chasing the 18 and the 4 car. They don't have as many points left. He's been on a run lately and
sure has
closed that gap. So here's another opportunity to gain some points.
You see on the right side, oh my goodness, on the apron is Eric Almirola trying to get by the 17. 17 is going to race him very, very hardly because this is the 10th position in the last point to be paid in this stage. You see on the left, Truex, as you mentioned, easily wins the stage. Stenhouse, is he going to cross him over?
Can't do it.
Man, close to scoring points, but he's going to miss out. The first driver who does not score points in the first stage at New Hampshire. And as you mentioned, Truex Jr., another playoff point, another stage win.
Green is out. Truex again clearing pretty easily before they even get to turn 1. Chase battling back on entry.
There's Harvick in that 4 car on the outside. all day long. In practice yesterday, he had the best car. Haven't seen a live explosion. Kyle Busch making a move.
I don't think Kyle expected Chase to get up there in that outside groove, but Chase knew how important it was to be there, so he had to force the issue.
Chase, you just see how good of a launch you get that.
That's why you got to be that aggressive on them restarts to take the line you want. You're right about Kevin. He was the best car all weekend in practice, and he's been mired in traffic back in the field. It's the first opportunity to see what he can do as he gets toward the front of the field in cleaner air.
But you guys talked about this. Remember, the track is going to change. The 4 was fastest in practice on a track that everybody had practiced on. Now it looks like his car's getting better.
There you go.
Crew Chief Rodney Childers on that 4 told me that he was up till 1 a.m. Friday working on simulation and race setup. He said at about 12:15 a.m. he decided to go with a completely different setup for this 4 car. He said it's really nice to see it pay off. It certainly would have been frustrating if we were bad in practice on Friday, but they like their speed. Short run, long run. Last restart he made up 5 spots. See if he can make a couple more here now.
Thanks, Kelly. And as we're watching this great battle, a little update. The 13 of Ty Dillon was black flagged for a restart violation, so he'll be coming to pit road.
And the year that this 9 car is at with Chase Elliott, you know they're hungry to get this pass. He's got a shot.
He's working hard, man. See him off of turn 4.
See how he drives straight to the bottom.
Look out deep into the corner.
Left
He sends
side,
that thing.
yellow.
Slide job.
I knew you were going to say it. I loved it. I was waiting.
There it is. Now he's got the lane he wanted. He wanted the outside. Martin Truex Jr. Now he has a decision. Is he going to try to slide job? He does not take that chance. Does not drive in the corners deep as we saw Chase Elliott.
Wow, yeah. Look at the 41 car driving into the picture. You guys talked about his speed earlier today. He's right into this battle for the lead. Can he get by Truex quick and put a little pressure on Elliott before we get to the end of this stage? 18 to go there. This is a good enough distance for Chase to have confidence to be able to put the laps together and not have anything to worry about. But if he does get to his bumper or close to his bumper in this lap traffic, with 1 lap to go here, it's going to be tight here. There's a lot of cars up in front of Chase. And if Kurt can get there in 3 and 4, might be able to get him up out of the groove a little bit just by applying a little bit of pressure. Because Kurt knows how important them stage wins are after what happened to him in Chicago with his teammate Kevin Harvick losing that opportunity to get a stage point down in 3 and 4 on the last lap of the stage.
And as hectic as this is for Chase Elliott, it's the same for Chris Buescher at 37. He doesn't want to go a lap down right here. He's going to have to run Chase Elliott off the corner.
Here comes Kurt. He tries real hard to get in there. Through the center of the corner, made a lot of gains.
Stage winner.
There you go. Chase Elliott gets that stage win and that very important playoff point.
The 10 of Eric Almirola ran the 41 down, guys, and went by him.
He came fast. He was like 2/10 a lap faster for the last couple of corners, couple of laps, and drove right up to the 41. Worked the lap traffic right here in this replay. You'll see him using the bottom line, and lap traffic's in the high line. Kurt tried to fight back, going down into turn 1 here. Eric's going to be able to easily clear to 41 and get by these lap cars, work his way through these lap cars here on that bottom right corner screen, and leading his first laps at New Hampshire.
There's going to be a rash of Hungry Hippo games if this continues.
Talk about big calls by the crew chief. Rodney Childers brings the 4 to pit road. The first car of the leaders to come. The 10 of Eric Almirola stayed on the track for extra laps, costing him all this time and basically costing the 10 the lead.
And big trouble with the 41 on pit road. I mean, he went from being in the front, he's all the way down in 7th. 5 spots.
Now Eric just has to settle in. 72 to go. He just proved he has a great long-run car, right, Jeff? He ran the 41 down and went by him, but so frustrating to lose that track position. You mentioned that 41 had trouble on pit road. Well, here's the 12 trying to leave. Well, he stops. Is the 12 going to leave? He's not. And then the 41 pulls in. Marty, it was a mess on pit road.
Just a miscommunication. Billy Scott said, I told Kurt to stop because I didn't think the 12 was paying attention. But the 12 team says, we knew the 41 was coming. We were going to wait a beat before we went. So a miscommunication. Billy Scott said, hey, I'm the one who told him to stop on pit road.
Oh, my goodness. That's a game changer right there, folks. The 14 of Clint Boyer is slow. It looks like some damage on the right front.
Saw him high in turn 3 and 4. I think he might have got down in there and got up in the fence a little bit.
Oh, man, a
45 to go right now.
Now it's 2 things, guys. Now, you have to come to pit road. Tires are too important. So first, Pit crews have to perform. The second part, though, is we've seen some guys good on short runs, some good on long runs. There's only 45 laps to go in this race. So now what adjustments do you make? Jeff, as a driver, you better be telling me my car's too loose, too tight, whatever it is on new tires, I need to know.
You needed to know that as soon as that last restart happened so you can remember it, because the driver's not going to remember. He's focused on the now. As soon as you have a problem on a restart, you need to start communicating that. But right now, my mind shifts. I'm thinking about the crew chief changes that happened at Stewart-Haas Racing this week. Sorry, pit crew changes. Eric Almirola leading the race, Stewart-Haas Racing. Harvick, Stewart-Haas Racing. Changes on these pit crews into the pressure right now. Can they execute?
Let's take a look. The reason for the caution, we have Clint Boyer right here. Oh, my goodness, that's a bad angle. Straight up the racetrack.
Looks like he got in the corner so hard, and the brakes didn't slow him down.
Well, remember, he was saying he thought he had a shock problem. He thought he had a problem earlier in the race.
Bouncing there.
Yeah.
You got left rear tire bouncing like that.
There's a problem.
There is a problem. Over the last couple of runs, though, we've seen that inside line be the line. Oh, look at
Almirola.
Not a great start. Spins the tires or something there. Bottles up the whole inside line. Harvick on the inside. He's still there on the inside of Kyle.
I bet Newman in fifth.
But Kyle Busch, with the momentum from the top, takes the lead back from Kevin Harvick.
Kurt Busch fighting. He was fighting for the lead. Now he's all the way back in around 10th.
And he's mad.
Yes.
He's not happy about that.
And look at this, the 42 of Kyle Larson. He's back. We haven't seen him since he had to come down pit road an extra time earlier in the race.
You talking about mad? Almirola's the same way. Almirola had the lead. He's in 7th.
Here it is, though, guys. Two heavyweights, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, 38 to go. Looking for his 43rd career win, 6th of the season. That'd be a career mark, guys. Never has he had 6 wins in a year. Think we're just past halfway. Last week, it was the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. sweeping the week, perhaps making himself the title favorite. This week, it's Kevin Harvick in the 4 car coming back and winning at New Hampshire.
Great job. Hell of a job, man. Great job, guys. That's the way to fight all weekend.
We had the pleasure of watching 2 of the very best in the sport. Not just now, but 2 of the best really ever. Those guys have so much talent. Watching those 2 go after each other, man, that is so much fun.
Here he is on the front stretch, Marty.
Indeed, what an incredible finish there. Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch duking it out to the very end here. Didn't look like Harvick would be able to catch him, but he was able to do it. And Rodney Childers gave him the green light. He said, do what you have to do to win. So walk me through the mentality of the move on the 18.
Well, I just didn't know if I was going to get there again, and you know, felt like that was my best opportunity to do what I had to do to win. I didn't want to wreck him, but I didn't want to waste a bunch of time behind him. So just got to thank everybody on this number 4, Busch Beer, Jimmy John's Ford for everything that they do, Mobile One, Haas Automation, Hunt Brothers, everybody from Stewart-Haas Racing. What a great weekend.
When you make a move like that, do you ever worry about future and it may be coming back to you, Kevin?
Well, I mean, you do, and you worry about that stuff later. It's not as I wrecked him. You know, it's the same thing as Chicago.
I think the winner, these fans. I mean, we're literally 8 feet from the fans here. How about that show you put on for them?
Yeah, just want to thank all the fans for sticking it out in the rain today, and what a great race today. Just thanks everybody from Foxwood and everybody from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Appreciate it. Awesome day.
Parker?
Marty, the guy finished second. He was describing there Kyle Busch. Kyle, you heard what he had to say. Was that move fair or foul by Kevin Harvick?
I couldn't hear it, but you know, it's racing. We had a really poor performance today. Our interstate batteries Camry just wasn't there. Wasn't there all weekend. We kept fighting the same things all weekend long, and we could never make any gains on it all through practice, and we kind of struggled with it through the race. And Adam made some really good calls, some really good adjustments to just try to keep improving on it. My pit crew was flawless. They gained us all those spots on pit road to get us out front, to get us in that position, to have a shot to go after the win. And you know, we controlled the restart and drove away by a little bit, but we weren't the best car in the long run. All them SHR cars were really good today. They were all fast, so it was going to be hard to hold them off. And I was just kind of backing up and you know, 3, 4, 5 corners in a row, and with a faster car, I'm not sure you had to do it, but he did. It's fine. how you race is how you get raced, so it's fine.